Okay, I just spotted something. My doors are closed now. Look at this screen. Now I open my door. You will see the animation that is following my door.
Yeah, when you open it just
How come it doesn't do it now?
when you did it the first
So it doesn't go together with my doors, but it has an elaborate animation on its way. It's like
slight delay.
all you need is just whether it's open or closed. But well, that's another 2 steps of graphics there. I'll just use auto. Alright guys, Genting run, but it's 12:30. So
Very hot outside.
expect a lot of traffic. And
Still got it in sport, right?
yeah, it's still in sport mode, but it's automatic. Just now we tried manual mode and the car drags the gears. Ooh. It's funny that it does that shift shock thingy,
Like
being a CVT.
Yeah. The ratios are telling you it's alive.
Yeah. It has that artificial kick. Not enough room, man. Okay.
Discretion is the better part of valor, my friend.
Yeah. Oh, please. Okay, if I downshift to the correct gear, it will still do the CVT.
Yeah, I think it would.
Yeah.
You can't run away from it.
Yeah. So it's a CVT. So everybody knows CVT by now. If you drive smoothly, they are imperceptible. But if you go full throttle, you're gonna hear the CVT is singing to you.
Yeah.
Whether you like the song or not.
More often than not, you won't.
Yeah. And 12:30 is not the best time for a Genting run because you can't run. You're literally just walking.
Yeah, pretty much.
A Genting walk. Walk in the park.
And so when you're driving like this, it's okay. It's only when you floor it that's when it gets a bit loud.
Right.
Yeah.
It gets noisy, right?
So if you're driving sedately,
So it only makes noise when it's at high RPM, right?
high RPM and
So if I keep it at 3000 RPM, then I go into second gear now. I can feel I have enough push without the CVT making too big of a noise, too much noise. Then upshift. If I always keep it, no, I can't. I need to downshift. Yes, it's a smooth drive. Now this is on top of the TNGA platform as well. It handles really well, and just now I can tell you the ride quality of this car is just brilliant. It's fantastic. Just now on the highways, it feels like an air suspension car.
yeah.
Okay, don't mind the CVT. Let's see how the car handles it so far. It's nice. Are these on those like what Bridgestone? I have to check the tires
I wanted
later.
to check the tires in it as well.
Yeah. The chassis is good. The tires loose, grip early. Oh, but the car is very nice. It just makes the tire sound, but the car just feels nothing. Hello? You want to be on the fast lane, you buy the new CT with turbo, okay? Not now. Go away! Oh, you slow car. I'm not too fast either. So it's just a 2-liter NA, not shitloads of power. I'll just put my phone in between my crotch.
Yeah, I'm not touching it. You flooring it?
Yes.
Oh.
So it's not a very fast car. We all know that from the specs. But for daily driving, balancing fuel consumption and all that, it's good enough.
But it's handling this quite well too.
Oh, handling is good. Now, and when I see, oh, Toyota new car, okay, sure, handling very good.
Yeah.
It has given me the kind of reputation as per a Ford or a Mazda, you know. Of course, Fords are legendary, they are on another level
Really?
up there. But all these new cars, they handle so well.
It's a nice compromise between comfort and handling.
Yeah.
That's what I can say.
But like there's a gap there, I know I can't get it. Provided I have enough power, then I can.
Yeah.
Or if this BMW is willing to admit
Hey, it's a 530e.
that I'm faster than him,
There's no way he's gonna do that.
he just... But he needs to get out of the way. Because I can't overtake him by force because I don't have the power. He just needs to shift aside
Yes.
and give me a good 6 seconds for me to... Come on lah, go inside, it's safer inside. Come on, bro. I know you're a Beamer, but this is a Toyota! I'm a bigger company than you!
So it's a beautiful day here in Genting. Who's terrorizing people?
But I'm the maker of this Supra! Go away! Oh please, come on man. Just get out of my sight. You slow BMW. He was like, wow, Toyota handles so well. BMW, whoa. I don't like this Civic.
This generation?
I don't like it.
This was before the current one, right?
Yes. I don't like the drive. I don't like the interior build. I don't like everything about it. But the FD is brilliant.
Yeah.
The new FC is brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this one I just don't like.
Tires are coming out one thing. I think these are comfort tires, that's why.
Yeah, these tires are not the most
yeah.
grippiest tire, but they're fine for day-to-day usage.
High speed tire, they're kind of saying like, what the shit are you doing? I was not built for this.
See, that's the thing with Malaysia. I have a big car. I have the right to remain in... Okay, thank you. Actually, they're all very kind. Huh?
Quite kind.
They're all nice.
That's why I'm saying thank you.
Yeah, I see that. And having a big sized guy with bald head and with glasses saying thank you to you, you better accept it. Prius!
Where?
Prius.
Oh,
Sienta!
yeah. That's why I was looking at the Sienta and I was thinking Prius.
Thank you. You guys are all very kind people. I like the drive. It's so nonchalant. It's just, if I have a grippier tire,
Yeah.
and that's the previous Corolla.
It is.
Actually, very nice looking.
It's not too bad.
Super understated.
It's not too bad, yeah.
Yeah.
The back end of this kinda reminds me of the LC500. I don't know why.
Oh, it has that about to drip kind of thing
Yeah.
there. It did not drip.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, suggestions of going there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the LC500 Cabriolet. Oh my god. Sorry.
I actually touched myself. when I saw
Immediately, I do not love the S-Class Cabriolet anymore.
that is it, right?
Yeah.
The LC500
Yeah.
Cabriolet.
Immediately.
Oh my god.
Actually, the first time I saw the car, right,
Yeah.
and after I drove it, I'm like, this car will be brilliant with a Cabriolet because
And they heard you.
yeah, man, the interior,
Yeah.
the sound,
Yeah.
the cruising capabilities, the comfort of the car,
Yeah.
brilliant.
And it's quick.
Yes,
And it's very quick.
I mean it's not devastatingly quick
No,
compared
but it's
to
quick enough.
the segment, right?
Yeah.
It's like 470 horsepower.
Correct.
It's a very comfortable output for the engine.
Mm.
Anyway, there goes our Genting run.
That was it.
It's so easy. It's just that the tires are giving up earlier than it does,
Yep.
but that's not the point of
No.
why people buy Corollas, right?
Correct.
We're just doing it to see how the car handles, and the car handles brilliantly.
Very well.
And I'm happy to say this. Okay, the Mazda 3 handles well. Yes, every Mazda handles well, but in terms of comfort, it can't touch this. It can't touch this.
You can't
Just
touch
This car rides beautifully.
It does. It's a very good compromise.
So, it's quieter and more solid premium feel than the Civic. I know the Civic is faster with the 1.5 turbo. The Civic doesn't handle bad as well, but in terms of chassis, it's not as good as this or nor the Mazda. But the Mazda doesn't do comfort as well as this. Yeah. And this infotainment screen, like the one in the Civic, both you buy the car, you can throw them away. Actually, the Mazda one beats them for good, man.
Yeah.
Mazda one is like compared to Mazda is on the same par as those BMW iDrive, Mercedes Command and all that. And this one, Toyota, I mean, they're being nice, is a 2-din player pretending to be a standalone tablet type. So that means once you buy this car, you can immediately throw this away and buy some high-end Android-based system, and you can enjoy your car, man. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Okay guys, finally my chance to do the all-new Corolla Altis. Do I still call it Altis? That's a weird thing because they don't communicate the Altis word anymore, but I see somewhere inside or in the brochures there's the mention of the word Altis. Anyway, Corolla is the world's best selling car, we all know that, right? I think they have sold like what, 30 million of them. It's crazy. Number 2 is the Volkswagen Beetle that has been on sale for like dog years. Anyway, here's the Corolla, and it looks nothing like a Corolla. If you look at the front, especially this part, okay, bar the number plate, right? It looks like some future electric hybrid car or some fuel cell car, right? It just looks so futuristic, and I love this new front end that Toyota is doing to their cars. It is a very, very handsome car, especially the part where the headlamps and then the front chrome strip that runs into it, and then there's a very slim profile on the headlamp. Just look at it. It's very, very slim. Right, the projector is there, the daytime running light is here, and this thing, yes, it looks like like an intake or a grill that passes air to the wheels, but it doesn't. But it doesn't matter, because actually if you do that, it's for high heat applications and all that. And actually if you open this part, it will ruin the aerodynamics. If you look at all the electric cars, right, everything is covered up. Why? Because when it's covered up, you get much better aerodynamics, and when you have good aerodynamics, your car will be very stable on the highway, and then you will have very good fuel economy. Yes, contrary to what not many people mention this, when a car has great aerodynamics, the car will feel very, very stable on the highway. If you have bad aerodynamics, regardless how heavy your car is, it's still gonna feel floaty. Okay, and case in point, a plane flies. Okay, weight doesn't mean it's stable on the highway when you are against so much wind. Alright, one thing I really like about the front end of the car is the way they designed the bonnet. Okay, it now looks like a clamshell, and the good thing about this is that it doesn't have an ugly cut line running across the front like a lot of European car makers. When they want to be pedestrian crash compliant, they cut a line across the front so that they make the front in plastic. But this one is a clamshell design, and you can see this whole part juts out at the front here, right? That's to take the pedestrian and all that, and it has a nice shape profile to the front. Overall, the whole car's proportions are spot on, right? It has a very good looking, handsome proportion, but of course the front looks more daring than the rear. Okay, this one is finished in pearlescent white color paint, very nice shimmer, but you can't see it because it's now directly under the sunlight and it just washes out. Okay, these are fitted with Michelin Primacy 4 tires, very comfortable tires. These are 17-inch wheels, and yeah, 5 lug nuts now. If you study a bit, the reason car maker goes to 5 lug nuts instead of 4, apparently something to do with insurance claim. Interesting, go study it. Right, I was like, what? Really? Anyway, these tires did the run. I don't think they're as good as the Bridgestone Turanzas. The Turanza actually gives a comfortable ride as well as a good enough grip. In terms of grip, this Primacy is of course far away from the PS4 or the PS3s. They're comfortable enough, they're nice. It's a comfort tire, fits this car, but of course I wish it has a slightly more sporty setup. Okay, so that's the front end of the Corolla. I think you guys have seen enough pictures and videos of this car. It's a good looking car, very, very good looking car. Now let's go to the rear. This part has a little bit of a 3D effect. Look at it. See that? There's a little bit of 3D effect here. It juts out a bit, just like the Beamers and all that. And as for design, it's rather conservative at the back here, right? You have a chrome strip that runs across like that, and then you have the upper part here that juts out. But I think I was following one, and then it looks good, but I wouldn't say it has those daring designs like the Civic and all that. Down here, rather simple. I kind of like cars without the huge black color diffuser look-alike thing, but then the exhaust juts out from the rear. Something car makers seldom do now. Alright, now if we... where's the release? Is there a release at the back here? Okay, is it another case whereby I miss out where the button is? Or some hidden button? Or how? Anyway, trying my best to not look like an idiot for saying that there's no release. It seems like there is. Oh, there is one. Okay, it's Toyota. Cannot be, right? In the middle is the reverse camera. And then you have a very, very large boot. Okay, it's just huge inside here. There's a load lip, but I don't think that's too big of an issue because the opening is low enough. So it has a deep compartment. It's big, it's very, very big. And it uses the swan neck design. Look at that. And you can see that this will go in and press on your luggage if you didn't give enough attention. Now, certain cars you don't see that. Why? Because they use like those panels to cover up this part, so it prevents you from putting your luggage there, and then just in case you might press in on your luggage. But this one, they just open it up and let you judge it by yourself. Alright, so that's the boot. And why a swan neck? I've said it many times in my videos. A swan neck design counteracts the weight, so when you open or close the boot lid, is very lightweight. You get keyless entry, touch sensitive type with this car. Okay, let's come inside here. Door panel, a whole swath of plastic, but it's the high quality type. Okay, it's the nice to touch type, and this one is nice soft touch, and the whole thing feels very solid. Now, I don't understand why, since the speaker is here, why don't they just open up this whole opening for you to put your stuff? Because there's nothing here. There's literally nothing here. It's not like there's a speaker here or whatever, right? They could have just designed it to have a big opening for you to put stuff, and this part could have been a hole to put your stuff. A lot of people like to have that little compartment here where they put their phone, their smart tag and all that. Just now, I tried to put my smart tag here, and then it drops, and I was like, hey, I thought this is a hole. Okay, but this is really nice. This handle feels really good when you're driving. Long distance, you just rest your palm here. You get to slot it in so your arms won't drop, you know. Really nice. And this is chrome painted kind of material. Everything else is great. The visibility of this car is excellent. Okay, let's start the car. It's getting warm here, even though it's grunting. You just look at the visibility you get. This is my the vantage point of the driver, and then you get to see out like that. And if you go closer, you can almost see the curb when you're turning. So visibility of this car is really good, apart from this part. This part in between the rear view mirror and the stand-up infotainment screen is rather narrow, but it's not to the point whereby it affects your driving, but it's just that it feels rather narrow. And actually the whole cowl of the car is rather high up. Most car makers now, when they use a stand-up screen like this, is to achieve a nearer to eye level position for the infotainment screen. You see, this is my eye level when I drive, right? I look down a little bit for the speedo, and then I glance to the left a bit for the infotainment. So the reason they do all this stand-up design or this standalone tablet design is for visibility. And then what they do with that is that, okay, let me backtrack a little bit. If you search BMW E90, right, you will see that the E90 has a double cowl, 1 and then 2. Why 2? The second one houses the screen, and then the whole thing covers it up, because back then the LCD screens aren't as good as what we have currently in terms of contrast and brightness. So you need something to cover it so that You won't get glare, you can't see the screen under sunlight. Case in point, the new Subaru XV. Under sunlight, you literally can't see anything from the screen, right? It just reflects light and it's not bright enough. The contrast ratios are not enough. This one is alright, but notice the cowl is still very high. So most car makers, when they do this, they reduce the height of the cowl so that it's lower. It makes you feel the car is more spacious and it gives you better visibility all out. Just the sensation of visibility is better. Imagine if this cowl, this second layer is not here, the aircon vents can be placed here and the whole thing will be lower by almost 2 inches, and then you get an unobstructed view through that little window here. See that little window? Now, what Toyota did is that they did the standalone type, but then as we all know, Toyota and Honda hasn't really invested in their own in-house infotainment system, just like that of the BMW iDrive, the Mercedes Command, or the Mazda MZD Connect, right? Mazda was the only Japanese car maker that has invested in that. As far as I know, Honda and Toyota hasn't done it. So these are all localized units. And then you see this is a standalone, and then you look at the back. What is that? That looks like a housing. So actually, this is a 2-DIN player that was housed inside this thing to pretend to look like those standalone modern tablet type. Not good, not bad, but then the good thing is that once you buy this car, okay, once you buy this car, you can immediately swap out this one and change to a more high-end Android-based system that allows you a lot of flexibility. This one, you have some fancy graphics here, but actually when you go in, it's dead simple. It's just CD, phone, auxiliary, iPod, Bluetooth, radio. That's about it. There is literally nothing here. You know, it's so easy to use because there's nothing much to fiddle with. So my recommendation, just change it. Use some new modern Android base where you have Waze, you have all that stuff in there. Alright, this car doesn't have navigation as well. I don't see navigation here. And then the USB ports, yeah, you have one USB port, one auxiliary here. Apart from that, what else you get? Let's look down here. Now the whole cabin build quality is excellent. The solidity of the build, the tautness of the overall finish, and the quietness of the cabin is just fantastic. All this feels really, really good. I wish there is a sunglass holder for cars of this segment. You know, a lot of lady buyers as well. And then this is just the traditional type, not some frameless. You have auto dim here, and then you have a dual zone climate control. The controls are laid out very easy to use. You know how to use it immediately and doesn't take up a lot of space. And then down here, see, I always prefer cars with a block off section here and here so that they can turn this whole space into a compartment. This one has the effect of being a raised bridge, but then underneath there's no compartment at all, okay? And there's just a wireless charger over here. And then you have your gear lever, your spot button, your traction control button, the auto hold, and then 2 little cup holders that occupy this space. Now this material is curiously high quality plastic. It's a bit too solid for what it serves. It's not like it's a bad thing, but look at it. It's a static compartment. That means there's no lid or whatever, or you can use it in a different manner. If Toyota were to make this compartment into, let's say this whole bridge is higher, okay, then you can have a very deep compartment. You can have some other mechanisms in here to be the cup holders, or some removable plastics to be the cup holders, and then you can block off this part to make it into another compartment. So this car, even though it's a Corolla, but when you compare the front portion of this car with the Mazda 3, right, you will notice that the Mazda 3 has a much more sophisticated approach when it comes to interior cubby spaces. The Mazda 3 can hold more water bottles, more compartment over here, more stuff's being stored here. This one has a rather traditional little armrest here with a USB port and a 12-volt socket, and it's pretty small. This compartment is pretty small. And this thing is again another part that is curiously high quality. This feels like some cast iron material here. It is extremely sturdy, like that of an Aston Martin. No idea why. Alright, And then this one is alright. You can do some adjustments. You can go in there and adjust the look and feel of it. You can go into settings by holding the button, and then the meter type, you can change it to digital or analog, you know. Yeah, it's alright, but it's not like there's a whole lot of function. Now, when it comes to safety features, this car is jam-packed with safety features. You have lane keep assist, you have blind spot monitoring system, you have a full range of safety systems with this car, which is very much welcome. Alright, let's go to the rear seats. Oops, that's the thing. Let me unlock the button. Unlock, and then I'll come to the rear seats. That is my sitting position. The doors open up to about 70-ish degrees, so it doesn't swing all the way out. Hence, the opening is just alright. I would have hoped that the doors can open another few degrees more, so that it's more easy in terms of ingress and egress. Now, as the rear passenger, you sit a lot higher than the front passengers, but I still get headroom. I still get about 2 fingers of headroom. But the shape is alright. There's nothing here that brushes against my hair, so that I can feel it like keep touching the headrest. But you sit very high, so that you get a very good visibility. Okay, you get aircon vents down here. You get an almost flat tunnel. Maybe in other countries there's a 4-wheel drive variant, but it's almost flat, so it's alright. Okay, and I can put my feet in between the base of the rear seat and the rails of the front seat. And the aircon vent is very, very low, but at least it, you see, you can't push it downwards, you can only go really high up. So that's how they compensate with the placement of this aircon vent. Of course, if they design it slanted, they can put the aircon vent slanted, but that would eat into the space of the middle passenger. Okay, the seats are alright. In terms of space, you will kind of feel that, hey, how come the Civic is more spacious? Why? Because the Civic makes you sit really low. So a lot of old people, when they go in and out of the Civic, they find it very difficult. Toyota will never have this sort of arrangement. They will always design the hit point to be at a very good height, so that it's easy for youngsters or old people to go in and out. Alright, then the armrest, I would have guessed it's a very simple armrest. Yes, indeed it is a simple armrest. The whole thing is a cushion, and then with 2 holes here. If you think that this is not luxurious enough, let me tell you, the Cayenne does it the same way, and the Bentayga. Yep, best armrest is still goes to the Mazda CX-5 armrest. Okay, so at the back here, it's not like those modern cars where you feel yards and yards of space inside here. Instead, they give you a rather full support seat. Look at that. It's at the back of my knee, so this is almost a full length bench seat, so you get a very nice comfortable sitting position. But in terms of how the whole thing lets you sink in, is rather strictly, see, the middle passenger doesn't get a lot of shoulder room, but it's raised up so that 3 persons can sit abreast, with my shoulder piling on top of the other shoulder. Still get 1 finger of headroom, so it's strictly a small family car, or in Asia, a mid-sized family car still does the bill. But the best thing about Toyotas is that you know everything is fitted snugly, securely. You won't buy a Toyota and then in 2 weeks you get some little noise here, little stuff there. They rarely happen, right? Toyota cars, when you buy them, they come with really, really assured build quality. And again, you know this car won't break down. So 1.8, is it fast enough? No. Is it comfortable as a daily driver, smooth, fuel efficient? Very much yes. That's the Toyota Corolla. That has always been its proposition, but now there's one more thing. This car is fun to drive. That is across the board with every single Toyota nowadays. Okay, be it the Camry, the Vios, the Yaris, and this is fantastic to drive. Put aside the tires, this car outhandles the Civic. It's a very, very nice to drive car, but it's not obvious when you go into the showroom and smoothly roll out, because there is no hint of it being a driver's car until you come up to the mountain roads like this. You go into the first corner, then you dare to do the second a little bit faster, third, fourth, fifth, and then you're like, damn, I need better tires. That's how you will feel in this car. Alright, so this is the all new Corolla Altis, fellas. Thanks for watching the review, and if you like what you see, you want to watch more videos, subscribe. I have 1,000 car reviews in my channel. Go ahead and go in there, and all these videos are done in the past 3 years, so you can find almost whatever car you want to check it out. Alright?
Yes, sir. Bobby's got a bit mad.
That's the good thing when you have just enough power to really move. Yeah, we didn't get caught, right?
I don't think so.
I haven't hit 110 just now.
You didn't hit 110, huh?
No.
Oh, okay. Well done.
Okay, now 7th gear, 2000 RPM, downshift, 3000 RPM, and then I continue downshift again, almost 4000, 4th gear, downshift again, 3rd gear, 4500 RPM. Can I go down again? Wow! Okay, let's not do that.
Yeah, no?
Okay, done. Alright. So I achieved 2nd gear
What?
on NKVE.